I would hope that an audience watching the film has the experience that I had when I was, times when I was making the film, but also when I was when I read the script and when I read the biography. It's kind of a marvel to me, the depth of the human spirit. I think this story is so much about that. It's about how hard it is to break somebody. How what sort of reserves they can have, and how deep they're prepared to go. And this is a story about one of the harshest structures that's ever been created in the history of the world, and it is somebody trying to survive that with their mind intact, and they do. And I feel like that's an extraordinary thing to see, to witness, and to be kind of part of. There's also something about of seeing a completely other side of the world, of the sort of dark underbelly of the world, and surviving that, which gives him another kind of reality, another kind of way of being with his family, with re-engaging with the world. It's an incredibly hard, dark way to learn any life lessons, But, I've felt reading the autobiography that he did gain that. He did learn things about himself and learn things about the world around him, and renewed a passion and connection to his family. Obviously, one wouldn't have wanted him to find out this way, but I think that the fact that he was able to put that story on paper as a kind of gift is just indicative of his character. He meets two people who ask him to come and play for them in a gig in Washington, and go with a circus and play with them, which he agrees to. So Solomon ends up heading out. He doesn't. His wife has already gone off to work as a caterer, and she'll be away for about 3 weeks or so. So Solomon agrees to go and play with these two guys. When they get to Washington, they have a sort of celebratory dinner. He feels very ill, goes to bed, and he wakes up in a pit, chained in a dungeon in Washington, and that's the beginning of what happens to him. He doesn't see any shortcuts, to anything. He's a filmmaker who wants to engage with the most complicated part of the process and get that right, and in film, that sort of idea of like these long takes are very difficult sequences, things that people are naturally nervous of, and they feel that they can use film in order to kind of shortcut the very hard bits of that, So you can punch in and get one bit of the thing, and then turn around and try and grab something else, and then piece together the sequence in the edit, So, but he's somebody who I think just goes for the center of what is the hardest thing to do. The hardest thing to do is to play the scene out time and time again over the course of the day, and we shoot it in the wide, and then we maybe do a tiny bit of coverage, but we have to sort of get it right. We have to understand, and we have to be right inside the characters in any given moment and every beat of this sequence. There's a very deep strength that she has, and I think Solomon recognizes that as well as having hope, he needs to have some of that. He needs to have a very, very deep resolve, almost an aggressive resolve, a desperate resolve, to survive. Because I feel that more than anywhere else, at Epps's plantation is where Solomon is the closest to losing hope and to breaking And, you know, what that would mean for him would probably be to kill himself. So having somebody like her there is incredibly important. And they are able to help each other. You know, they're able to sort of be a complete sort of bonding support group. Michael Fassbender is an absolutely brilliant actor, as everybody knows. And in this part, I think he really found something extraordinary and very specific. And I think that he was able to kind of embrace the character as a whole, you know, and not be sort of mean, you know, because it isn't that somebody's mean in a way. It's not that they're just a kind of bad guy. It's that they, Epps and the way that Michael approached it, is somebody who is suffering in himself, you know, and who considers the world to be kind of against him. And the way that he tries to right that is by lashing out at the things that he thinks he owns and that are his property.